Hello students, in this video we'll learn about the leaf blight disease of potato. The causal organism of leaf blight of potato is Phytophthora infestans. Photograph showing infected leaves of potato, infected potato tubers. Now we'll explain the procedure of temporary slide preparation. Here, small pieces of infected tissue from dry rot tuber were cut and placed on slide. We can take cross section, longitudinal section or whole mount. In cross section, we use cross section, so the slide shows a thin section through the transverse plane of an organism. In longitudinal section, the slide shows a vertical section of the organism along the longest plane, and in whole mount, slide shows an entire organism or structure as indicated and is preserved on the slide. When developing a temporary slide, simply pour just one single drop of glycerin in between and it will protect the slide from going dry immediately. The mycelium of Phytophthora infestans is endophytic, consisting of much branched hyaline, aseptate, that is coinocytic hyphae, which develop mainly intercellularly in the parenchyma cells of leaves and form haustoria. These haustoria alone enter the host cell. In potato tuber cells, haustoria are more elaborate, being club-shaped, hooked or spirally twisted. The sporangiophores arise in groups of 4 to 5 from the internal leaf mycelium through stomata and from the tuber mycelium through lenticels. They are hyaline, branched, slender and intermediate. The thin-walled, ovoid or lemon-shaped hyaline sporangium with apical papilla is borne at the tip of the branch of the sporangiophore. As the sporangium approaches maturity, the branch tip swells slightly, proliferates and turns the atasporangium to the side as the elongation of the sporangiophore proceeds. Thus, at each point where growth of the branch is renewed, a nodular swelling is formed, indicating the point where the sporangia were born. The sporangium may germinate directly by means of a germ tube, which in turn may give rise to terminal secondary sporangium. When the pathogen is active and the environment is favorable, the sporangium germinates by the development of biflagellate zoospores. After a few minutes of motility, the zoospores lose their flagella, come to rest and germinate by means of germ tubes which penetrate through the stomata or directly through the epidermis of the host.